Hi, I'm Matt, a developer from Ohio, and I'll be walking you through the CodeBrainery.io project. To complete this project, you'll need to be familiar with HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Let's get started. As we'll be using Bootstrap in this project, we'll need to link to it in our head. We'll add a new link element. We'll add rel style sheet, and the href will be this link to Bootstrap provided to us on the left. Next, we're going to add a header to our page. We'll start with a header element, class container. Then we'll add a new row. Inside the row, we'll add an h1 element that spans 8 columns, which is written as COL-SM8. We'll have that display the text CodeBrainery.io. Under that, we'll add a nav element that spans 4 columns. Inside of our nav, we'll create 3 P items that will represent the navigation buttons. First we'll say sign in. Next we'll say sign up. And the last we'll say about. If you save your page now, you should see CodeBrainery.io as a heading and your 3 navigation items. Because we're using Bootstrap, you can see that the page is responsive automatically. Now we'll add some custom styles to our buttons. We can link to styles in style.css because that's also linked in our head. For the sign in paragraph element, we'll add the class pill_white. For the sign up element, we'll add the class pill_black. Save the page. You can see that sign in and sign up now look a lot more like buttons. Now we're going to add a large Jumbotron section beneath our header. We'll create a new header element with the class Jumbotron. If you save this, you can see the Jumbotron appear beneath the header. Now we're going to add some elements inside of our Jumbotron. Start with a container div. And inside of our container, we'll add one row. In our row, we're also going to add the rule text center so that the text is centered. To this row, we're going to add an H2 with the text new course release. And we're going to add an H3 with the text build website. If you save this, you can see new course release and build a website appear in one row with their text centered. Now we're going to add a body section beneath our Jumbotron. Add a section with class container. And inside of the section, we'll create 2 rows, div with class row. And inside each row, we're going to add 3 figure elements. Each figure element will span 4 columns. So we'll write class equals COL-SM4. And inside of each figure, we'll have an image element with one of the URLs from the instruction. I'm going to copy paste this a few times and copy and paste the row. And then I'm going to paste in all of the URLs given to us in the instruction. If you pasted in the URLs correctly, you should see 6 images appear. If you go into the full screen view, you can see that we have 2 rows of 3 images. Next, we're going to add a button in its own row beneath the body section. We'll add a new div with the class row, and we're also going to use text center here. And inside of this row, we're going to add an anchor element with the class button and button primary. And this A will link to the hashtag symbol, which is just going to refresh our page and let us preview what it would look like if we were linking to another URL. The text we're going to display here is View All Courses. If you save this and scroll down, you can see View All Courses on its own row beneath our images. Lastly, we're going to add a footer element at the very bottom. Beneath your row with the button, add a footer element with the class container. Inside of the footer element, we're going to create a div with the class row. And inside of our row, we're going to create a paragraph element and an unordered list element. Paragraph element is going to span 4 columns, COL, SM, 4, and the UL is going to span 8 columns. That's the class COL, SM, 8. Remember that this is for a total of 12, 4 plus 8. We're going to display the text codebrainery.io inside of our paragraph element. We're going to add 4 list items inside of our UL. Each list item is going to span 1 column, and each list item is going to contain an image. Just like with before, I'm going to copy and paste these images in. Pasted in those links correctly, you should see 4 social media links appear to the left of our codebrainery.io paragraph element. That's all for codebrainery.io. In this project, we used Bootstrap to create a modular and responsive page. You can use what you learned here to quickly throw together sites that automatically look good on any device. I've been Matt for Codecademy. Happy coding!